Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Randomly Offensive. Today we are going to continue our deep dive on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer. We are going to start nitpicking the hell out of every scene that this guy has been in. And honestly, I don't mind. He's a good-looking guy, and he's fun to watch. So with that being said, we are going to start off with his cameo appearance in Thor Ragnarok. This scene is filled with information, filled with story arc, filled with so much detail in this character that I think was taken for granted when the movie first came out. I know I didn't see any of this stuff until rewatching it over and over and over. And I gotta tell you, so much here, so much to unpack. It's amazing how much time I'm going to spend on a 1 to 2 minute cameo from this guy. But with that being said, let's get started and let's figure out what we're going to get in this upcoming movie. So, the biggest thing that stuck out to me in this scene was when he was willing to get Odin back for Thor. And he goes to this book to see if the incantation he's about to do requires Asgardian modification from a specific shelf that, if I counted correctly, holds 122 books on it. Now, if this shelf is specifically for modifications whenever he commits a spell, because that's what incantations are, they're spells or charms. When he does that and he's looking for a modification, that means that this guy, whenever he's going to do a spell or a charm in a specific area or a specific realm in the universe, he has the ability to go to 122 different books and make a modification based on where he's doing the spell and what he's doing the spell for. That means that if something's impossible on Earth, or if something's impossible on Asgard, Doctor Strange could make a modification to make it possible. Basically, meaning this scene right here insinuates that Doctor Strange has zero limits as long as he has the right modifications and the right knowledge. And this guy is a genius. He's incredible. There's a reason he is the Sorcerer Supreme, right? Well, not anymore, but there's a reason he was, and there's a reason he will be again. I'm sure of it. So, with that being said, there's a little bit more importance to this scene on top of that. That's just the most important one. The other important one was when he was talking to Thor about Odin, it was as though he's had a relationship with Odin. And he mentions that he keeps track of every single individual around the universe for potential threats, including gods, of course, because he sensed that Loki was a threat. And what that means is not only is this guy taking on the burden to make sure that any threat in the universe is being watched by him, and he is watching this guy closely, but he also has relationships with high-level, high-power beings along the universe, in the universe. And the reason why I say that, and my proof is for that, is he talks as though he has a relationship with Odin. The things he says about Odin, the things he knows about Odin, he knows Odin's wants. He knows that Odin may not want to go back to Asgard with Thor. He knows where he is, and he talks as if he's had conversations with Odin, meaning that this guy is not only capable of keeping track of threats in the entire universe, this guy isn't only capable of making modifications based on any spell that he needs to do at any point in time in any location in the universe, but he also has strong relationships with powerful beings. This guy, if they're setting him up to be the head of the Illuminati after Multiverse of Madness, this guy is going to be a huge either asset or threat. Because he's gone both ways in the comics, right? There has been times where Doctor Strange is not a good man, and then there's times where he's a very good man. He's always trying to do the right thing, but sometimes the right thing that in his eyes is incredibly dangerous to the universe. And the Multiverse of Madness is going to touch on that, and it's going to touch on that hard. And I think that we're going to see what lengths this guy will go to do the right thing, and what kind of damage this guy can do, because he has near no limits when it comes to his sorcery. When it comes to his incantations, this guy can do just about anything because of the scene that we've seen in Ragnarok. And I believe that when we see the that darker, more evil-looking version of Doctor Strange. I think it's a future version of himself. I don't think it's the What If character, and we'll hop into that a little bit more. But I think that this is a future version of Doctor Strange, and I think that this guy is going to be a hell of a threat. I think he's going to be the main antagonist, and I don't think Doctor Strange is going to be able to beat him, at least not without the help of some friends. Now we are going to talk about the what if, right? Because we kind of have to at this point. There's no way of getting around it. And because there's just so much in this one episode, so much about this character, and there's so much speculation at this point. People were convinced that the what if Doctor Strange was going to return in a future movie. And then we got that showing of that dark looking Doctor Strange in the trailer. And a lot of people are thinking that it's the what if character. I cannot agree. I'm sorry, but I cannot agree. There are so many stark differences in these two characters, and there are so many continuity errors with that I don't think that that's what they're doing at all. Because these guys do pay attention to their continuity in their films. And so, just for simplification, I am going to refer to the MCU version of Doctor Strange as Stephen Strange. I'm going to refer to the What If version as Doctor Strange, and then I'm going to refer to the darker version we saw in the Multiverse of Madness trailer as Dark Strange, because talking about 3 Doctor Stranges is going to be confusing as hell. In the trailer, we see that Stephen Strange sees Dark Strange, and he is horrified. And Dark Strange says, well, this just got interesting. And the reason I don't think Dark Strange is Doctor Strange from What If is for 2 simple reasons. For one, Doctor Strange from What If went through a completely different story arc than our original Strange, than Stephen Strange. And the story arc he went through was losing Dr. Palmer. And by losing Dr. Palmer, that set him down the same road as Stephen Strange. And he went through all the same character arc development. However, he never did get over the loss of Dr. Palmer. He could not walk away from that. And so what that caused was him trying to use the time stone to save her from that death. Well, then we found out that that death was unstoppable. It was an absolute point in time. And what that absolute point in time did was curse Doctor Strange with the unchanging point in his life where he's going to lose that person. And so he went on this quest to change his history, change her fate. And he started consuming, in more of a satanic manner, he started consuming all these creatures and all these beasts. And we saw him consume a gnome, we saw him consume a demonic bug, a demonic bird. I'm pretty sure a dragon was in there, and then just countless amounts of demons that I'm sure that if we were to get into that, that'd be another 15-minute video, so I will not hop into it today. However, what that gave him was these abilities and these powers, and he could use the powers of these demons. And a lot of people were thinking, well, our Stephen Strange can't do that. The MCU Stephen Strange cannot do that. Well, now we saw that he can, and there are reasons and explanations for that as well. However, staying on the topic of Stephen Strange from What If, one of the big differences between him and Dark Strange is that the costume, right? There are so much detail in his costume. He wears a lot more clothes. He's covered. He has that much more demonic looking cape, that darker cape. And, sorry. And what we saw with Dark Strange in this trailer was not the same look. It was a completely different look. And what it looked like was he actually comes from a future where the world is on the brink of death. It is ending, and I think they're hinting at Secret Wars. What this costume implies with Dark Strange is that it's sleeker, it's smaller, and it's more discreet. It looks like more of a clan leader type of costume. It's a much smaller cape, a much sleeker jacket, and it is more of a combat type of costume wear. So when you're looking at that, you can kind of insinuate what he has been through, this Dark Strange. He has been through countless battles. He most likely is a part of the Illuminati, because that's a huge story arc in Doctor Strange in the comic books. And that design just looks like he was meant for more battle. He looks more like Mordor, right? So with that being said, the story arcs from these two characters are completely different. However, the story arcs from Dark Strange and Stephen Strange are not different at all. And I don't think Doctor Strange from What If is going to be in this movie. I think that Stephen Strange is going to have to team up with this Dark Strange, and this Dark Strange is going to explain to him that he is a future version of Stephen Strange, and all the things he's gone through has led him to that dark, more cynical, more combative personality and character. And he is the one that brought the brink of Earth to collapse through the multiverse, through messing with the multiverse and creating the Illuminati to prevent existential threats, because we've already explained that Stephen Strange in Ragnarok has the ability and the burden of protecting the entire universe. There are going to be wars, there are going to be battles fought. This Stephen Strange was being set up to have an endless life of battling universal threats. Now, he's going to lose a lot. He might even lose Wong in this movie, but he's already lost a lot, and he's going to lose more. And that is going to darken his heart. And as his heart darkens, since he is a Sorcerer Supreme, all the details of his skin and his feature will darken as well. And him consuming creatures the way he is already in the MCU is going to take a toll on him. We saw in No Way Home that he is eating these weird creatures out of the fridge, and he does that in the comic books as well. That is a big deal in the comic books. And then also he is having stomach pains. You saw him grab his stomach and wisp in pain while Peter Parker was talking to him, which means he's already having to do things that he should not have to be doing. No other sorcerer is doing. So he's doing things to give himself the power to take on these universal threats, these individuals in the universe that is a huge threat to the multiverse and the universe. And so with Stephen Strange, it's getting confusing now. With Stephen Strange already experiencing the multiverse, he's going to expand that, right? He's not just going to stop at the universe now. He's going to expand to the multiverse, and trying to protect it, that's what causes it to crash. And him and Dark Strange are going to disagree. Stephen Strange is going to come to the conclusion that it is not his place, and that he trying to protect the multiverse will be what crashes it and what makes it fall and burn. Dark Strange disagrees. He's convinced that he's the only one that can stop it. He's the only one that can protect the multiverse. And so Shimogorath, he's going to be in there, but I don't think he's going to be the main villain anymore. I think that it's going to be the Dark Strange. And Dark Strange, not only does he have more experience with the modifications of his incantations, but he also has more experience in combat. He has experienced more loss. He, being a future Stephen Strange, just is more seasoned in this style of fighting. And it's going to take him, it's going to take Wanda, it's going to take a few other characters to combat this guy off. And this guy is going to be what brings the multiverse to collapse. He is the Doctor Strange that Mordor is talking about. When Mordor says that the biggest threat to the multiverse is you, he means the Dark Strange. The Doctor Strange that will destroy the multiverse is Dark Strange. And that's what Mordor says by "it is you." I think it was taken out of context to mislead us. I think the scene was shown out of context to mislead us. I don't think Mordor was saying, "You're the biggest threat, I'm going to show you an example," and brings in the future Dark Strange. I think he says, the threat of the multiverse is you, and we need to stop you. And I'm going to need your help to stop you. And that's confusing as hell, I know, but I think that's what we're going to see here. And I think that in order for the multiverse to be saved, this Doctor Strange needs to be defeated. And this story arc for our MCU, Stephen Strange, our canon Strange, is going to have to realize and learn through his story arc development that he cannot do it all. He might be capable of doing it all, but he cannot do it all if he values the life of everything that he has sworn to himself to protect. One more thing before we get off here, because I'm running out of time. The Eye of Agamotto is very important here. The Eye of Agamotto is not on Dark Strange that we see in the trailer. The Doctor Strange from What If still had the Eye of Agamotto, but the Dark Strange does not, and I do believe that that is a hint that he is a future version of this MCU Stephen Strange, and I think that this is going to be one of the most intense movies that we've ever seen, and I think it's going to be good. Super excited for it. Please let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you think that I am wrong? Do you think that I missed anything? Because I probably have. And are you enjoying this type of content? This is a new formula that I put together, and hope it works out. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, please remember to like and subscribe, and take care of yourselves. Bye.